All right, welcome back everybody. Got the view from the backpack, and I'm actually using a different backpack today. I got this universal mount that goes to the strap to hold the GoPro because I need both hands, walking stick. But we're venturing into the woods today. Wanted to do a little solo mission. Needed a chance to get out, clear my head. Just been overwhelmed and stressed with life lately. And one of my favorite places to go is in the woods. I kind of feel at one with it, and man, there's a lot of spider webs. So I'm taking this break. Everyone's still sleeping. It's a little later than I thought. I actually thought it's later than I wanted. It smells like something just took a shit. Ah, that stinks. So it's actually 9:45. And I wanted to be down here at like 7:38, but I didn't have anything charged. Everything was absolutely dead. So as I clambered over a cup of coffee and catching up on my YouTube stuff, I charged everything up, and I came down here. Calm, not an ounce of a breeze. It's still cool. It's just about 70. If you see me kind of go silent or wandering around, because again, I can't move the GoPro as much as I want to, but you still get the shot. And, hopefully I have enough battery, but I'm noticing tracks and stuff in the ground and observing what's around me. And there will be a lot of silence, and I'll put some background music or something, because every time I come down here by myself, especially in the morning, I will scare some deer or other wildlife that's down here, because there is a significant amount. This is the first time you're tuning in. These are the woods behind my house, the house I grew up in, and this is the reason why I stayed here. Not as well kept as it used to be, but I have run through these woods my entire life, and I know them well, and there's a lot of fun down here. I love it. It's silent, but it's not. Obviously you can hear that loud bird. I can hear knocking in the distance from a woodpecker. Crazy pileated woodpeckers this year, the woody woodpecker, and we got a lot of them. They're huge, but I have not been down here at all since winter. We went to our little favorite valley. So depending on how well you can see it, there's power lines there. That's the power lines that run from my yard across, to give you an idea. That tree's freaking shot. But nobody's been really down here. I hear a couple quads and stuff now and then, and it's not maintained. It's probably gonna be pretty beat up, but I wanted to get a pack or two in and just fly, you know, just clear the head, stop walking through spider webs, and just enjoy nature. This is one of my favorite things to do when I'm stressed out, and I love it down here. Covered in a lot of bug spray to keep me from getting chewed alive. So my idea, don't know where I'm gonna go, how far, and hopefully have enough GoPro for it, but to just observe, check out, and then get some flying in. The canopy down here is so thick this year, so I figured I would try to get a little bit of flying in. So far mosquitoes are manageable. Like I said, I'm covered though with the spider webs. So I'm gonna trek ahead just a little bit to not make this a 1,000,000-hour video for probably a half hour, 40-minute hike here. So stay tuned. Birds over here are quite loud. The cops are using part of the old dump as their... That. that's a good, about exact mile from here, depending on how loud they're coming across on camera. Give you an idea how loud actual gunshots are, not the fake crap in movies where people are standing side by side with ARs and they're shooting and nobody's going, oh my god, that's loud. It's cool. Some form of moth bug thing there. Dragonfly maybe? No, yeah, they are. They're small dragonflies. Looking for tracks. Little raccoon tracks, muskrat. Like I said, other than a quad or two here and there. I mean, these are trails that I have walked. Something just moved just to the left of me. These have been here my entire life, which is really cool. What makes this interesting is the foliage is so thick, because usually you can walk and just see everything go across here at a great distance. So if you hear something, you can usually see it, but not today. So we're going to be coming up around the train tracks, the power lines in a second here. Spider webs are absolutely insane. I can't go 4 seconds without getting one across the face, the legs, the arms. There you go. There's a good uprooting. Been here about 1.5 years or so. Hear frogs. Part of the river that's up here, up into the last 2 years, was a pretty flowing, popular spot for wildlife, beaver, and it recently oxbowed, where the river kind of cut itself in a spot where it kind of met on both sides of the bank. And interesting, it broke. So all this section over here of river is now stagnant swamp and no longer will be flowing river, which has relocated a lot of the beaver that are here. Holy crap, the grass is tall. Yeah, this grass is as tall as I am. I can't even see the water. Let me get down through this. I'll be right back. Just want to point out the deer, the raccoon track, and the bug that's crawling in my ear. So there's your power lines. And said if you've ever seen any of the videos down here from the channel, you'll get an idea of how different it is. There's a spot I was gonna walk to on the corner of the river, but I am not freeballing it through all of that. That's definitely snake infested. God knows what else is creeping in there. There still could be deer hunkered down inside of there. If the camera's getting the shot, there's the other hill on the other side of the valley. And then all the paths and stuff that we've flown a ton of times. Have to take a trek over there at some point too. But I can't even see the water. Oh, there's a huge hawk or something that just, whoa. Whatever it is. I can't tell. It was a hawk or an owl. Hopefully I caught that on camera. So here's a good indication of wildlife. Walked right through here, and quite a bit, to the fact that they've taken out the greenery here. And it's pretty wide. I don't see any prints. Could have been a bear. We do have bear. Most likely, by the amount of use, deer, or both. is the deer population down here is huge. So the coy dogs have plenty of food. That sun is definitely getting warm. I'm glad I got down here now. I wish it was earlier, but it's supposed to be about 88. We've got a heat wave coming. We're talking 100 the next couple days, and where I work, it's always a lot hotter inside of our warehouse because of the heat treat and the e-coating department, and then I sit on top of a forklift all day. So it's sitting on a furnace inside of a furnace room, basically. That tree's been slowly falling apart more and more and more. It's huge. Oldie. So I think I have an idea of where I want to fly when I get down here. Again, for nobody really being down here, the trails are still in a pretty decent condition. So let's keep trekking ahead. It's pretty soft. My shoes sunk in there pretty good. There's some raccoon tracks, dirt bike tracks. This area's changed quite a bit, where you really couldn't access this. Every time it floods, it widens this, but this goes right to the river where the first oxbow is, before the one I was talking about earlier. There's a really well laid path. Definitely beaver using it, considering it's smooth. Oh man, is that a turkey print? No, it's deer. Deer just probably recently walked through here, but considering it's low, dug out, you're getting muskrat, raccoon, beaver probably. Nice access to the river. More deer prints. Oh yeah, I'm tracking them. They're going the other way, I'm sorry. I'm following the prints, but they were going back toward behind us. Yeah, I can't go much farther here without getting soaked. I don't feel like getting wet feet early. Right around the corner, kind of dumps out into an old section. That was the first oxbow of the river, and then this turns into the river. That's a fun little flight if you're not afraid of falling in the water. Beautiful little spot though. Cool to run down this, so we'll see. We save 30 seconds of flight for this. This is a good spot to dig under. You can find arrowheads and stuff down here. Found as a kid. It's actually a piece of a brick. Old brick right there. And we're not far away from the Potter Hollow area that we've flown Old Mushroom a ton of times, which put Hazardville on the map basically, because that's where like 80% of the gunpowder for the Civil War came from, which is kind of cool. A lot of prints, little adorable little hands. All right, back on path. Frogs in there. All right, cut that real short. Neighbor was calling me. So obviously the terrain changed a little bit. Path is in much better shape. Our little Golden Valley is not too far up here, where the sewers basically exit a steep valley between two roads. And we have flown it a handful of times, and it's super awesome. I'm kind of debating on going there, but I kind of want to just get up into the canopy here, because there's so much going on. I bet you there's turkeys sleeping somewhere that I would absolutely love to encounter. That'd be fun. That big bird I saw could have been a turkey also. It was too far away and I caught it with glasses off. That's the fun thing about getting old now. Got to wear my readers, switching batteries, doing all those things. So they come with me everywhere now. Gotta love it. Birthday's less than a month away. I'm gonna be 21 for like the third time. Mentally still 12, you know? That's what you gotta do. You gotta keep it young. Keep it happy. Footprint. I don't know if the camera's catching any of the mosquitoes. Thank God I got bug spraying, because they are pretty thick here. All right. So I like just to stop every so far and just look around, engage what I can see, if that makes any sense. Listen to what I hear. This whole area up here, can't even tell there's a swamp there because the grass is so tall. This is usually all flat. One of my favorite little areas. It's absolutely beautiful. And I gotta trek through this because it's all mud. So let me get through this fun stuff. Be right back. Well, I got my first, and I even used the walking stick. I slipped, pretty soaked and covered in mud. Maybe that'll keep the mosquitoes away. No matter how many times you try to prepare or step right, that's it. You just fall in the mud. Oh well. Now I'm part of the woods. On to the next. It's a lot happier looking and enjoyable when the sun's out. Once you get under this thick canopy, all that disappears. There's a little path hidden within that little. I think I'm almost at the end of the distance I'm going to travel, because I think I picked my two spots to fly, get above the canopy, get into the trees, check out the river. I'll be standing in the sun, so the mosquitoes will not bother me as much. But I think the other one's right up here, in a really kind of cool hidden swamp area along the other steep side of the hill here. And it is getting warmer and more humid very, very quickly. Plus, obviously, we're in the woods. This area, light my face because of mosquitoes. This area is, oh, something, squirrel or chipmunk just darted onto that big tree right there. It's an oldie and a biggie. Now I hear him walking up it. There's another good spot. Where is he? Oh, he's above me. I just heard a knock. That was a loud knock, and there's nothing mechanical here in the woods. That was like a... The squirrel's right above me here, which you can't see. Here's a big spider web right here. You can see it? And there's a spider in the middle. I lost my glasses when I fell. I'll get him on the way back, because I gotta go back that way anyway. This mud is so deceiving. Gotta be careful because it looks like it's steppable, and then you will literally sink up to your knee, lose your shoe, fall, and then be really pissed off. Yeah, it's getting pretty thick and muddy in here, so just a little bit farther from this end. This is a little bit lower, closer to the river. There's a coyote print for you. Probably a youngin' that's still small. There's another one there. Forgive me if my line of aiming versus camera isn't accurate. Oh, something just moved in here. Snakes down here. So we've flown, which you can't even tell, in here through all this stuff. You wouldn't even know, because it's so, this place changes so dramatically from every season. How far you can see in the winter versus how you can. I'm almost at the end anyway. Whew. Man, it's freaking humid. Deer tracks everywhere. Another deer track. Mosquitoes are bad here. Alright, I'm gonna go set up the fly and we'll see if there's any more video, or I'll put some B-roll, cool music, that fun jazz, and go from there. So, you know. Oh, the swamp is all drying up. The only downfall to the camera on my shoulder is that I am not pointed. It's my camera, I'm looking at it right now, I'm shimmying up this tree, is not pointed where my face is, obviously. So I can't just point. But I have both hands because I wouldn't want to do this without it. And it's slippery as shit. AR guys. Oh my god. Oh, hope that got caught on camera. The thing I'm stepping on just seesawed. This is a monster log. So it's pretty. You got the growth right here growing. Got a tree in my face. This hill here, goes up into the back of the neighborhoods all along the main road. Small tracks, I can't tell from here. Alright, I'm gonna try to transfer off this. That was a wild feeling. It's like being a kid again. That's why I love being out here. You get to practice your balance, all of that stuff, and I believe balance has a lot to do with confidence. Because if this tree was on the ground, laying on flat ground, just grass underneath it, you could walk across it, but you lift it up 5-6 feet, people panic. So you take that element out of it. There's an old bottle or something there, and then it's not scary anymore. This one moves a little bit too. I do not want to walk back down that because of how slippery and the angle of it is. I already took one dig today and one's enough. Thank God for the walking stick. It's probably 4 or 5 feet. Oh, I just smacked the GoPro. Let's make sure the lens is good. Alright, so I'm going to get back on path here and go fly. And there should be some more cool content. Hopefully I'll find some more other animals and God knows what. Yeah, sure shit. Hold on, you're aiming at the ground. Glasses are right where I fell on my ass. Cool. Not that they were expensive or I need them back. Got like 3 other pairs, but all good to have. All right. Well, I got my first pack in, and incredible, absolutely incredible. Even with all the foliage and hills and terrains, I was able to get out and up and cover a ton of the valley. And I wiggled through some trees, did some manual mode acro across the crest of everything, and then as I was coming back, something caught my attention. This massive blue heron was flying around. I could physically hear it with my ears. It's squawking. So it took me a minute to kind of place where I hear it versus where I'm flying, not lose track of all that. And I followed it from a very far distance so I don't disrupt or bother it. And it was huge. It had to be like 7 feet in width from tip of wing to tip of wing. It was a beast. But I got some cool footage of that. I was impressed. I thought I would struggle a little bit today because of, you know, foliage. It carries moisture, it blocks reception, but the Avata 2 is just epic the whole time. I appreciate it, my bud. So I'm gonna fly, I think, just kind of at the crest of where it goes down into the woods from my house. I've flown that spot a few times, and I do it like every couple years to show the change. And there's a lot of cool gaps. I want to get that side of the river, even though I flew all the way over there from here, which is deceptive based on the edit of my walking and all that to show distance. But it was a pretty good damn distance. I was impressed. And then I shot up to about 330 feet to show how vast this area is. You just don't grasp it. You know, you're looking out your window at your house, you get that perspective of your whole life. That's the only analogy I can give you. But then when you pop up in the air and I can show you something from a point of view you may have never seen, to realize how small and tiny humans are as a species, as in general, and this world is massive. And I love being able to show that point of view, because I feel tiny wrapped up in all of this. Just a single entity walking around in this massive forest with thousands and thousands of different animals, probably all right next to me that I can't see. But I love that perspective. Just one in a million, and I don't care if I fly slow or I'm flying fast. My hands shake and the nerves. After a flight, I'm still weak in the legs. I put the controller down and take a minute. If you fly FPV, and not a camera drone, because camera drones, it's like a Cadillac with all the driving assistance, you know, or a Tesla. You can basically turn everything off and the damn thing drives for you. I'm not for all that. Sure, I have return to home on it, but that is something that I think all of them should have, because if you ever lose your bearings, have a seizure, bloody nose, get bit by a bug, which I was the whole time, at least I can hit return to home or pause. But I like turning all that off. I turn the sensor on the bottom of the Avata 2 off so I can get closer to things, so I can drop down smoother and hit gaps and not get pushed back up because of those sensors. And then obviously in manual mode, it's all you. And again, if you panic, which is cool, you can literally hit pause, throws you back into normal mode, and it stops it for you. So all those beginners out there that are looking for something to start, cannot recommend the Avata 2 enough. And if you're like F and Chet and Desert Eagle that are using motion controller, Chet always really has, but the motion controller gives you a different level of being connected to the controller. It got made fun of in the FPV community, which I thought was childish, because you got these hardcore freestyle guys that just called it a particular sexual object name. And I probably did in the beginning too, because I was an idiot. But after you fly with it, it puts you more in tune. If you do a lot of exploring like in the woods, it is better than a controller, because you can just twist and turn. You can put head tracking on and physically turn the your head, which turns the drone, which is really neat. And then when you tilt your head back, it looks up and tilts down. And the same thing with the motion controller. So you kind of get more of an intuitive look around versus having to use the gimbal and ate a bug, and add one more kind of moving all kinds of fingers to fly. Because if you're new to it and you're trying to acro and you don't want to worry about moving your camera angle if you need to adjust it or whatever. But yeah, so you know, I miss it. I got mine sitting at home, and I think this is the perfect location for them to fly. Like I said, you hold it in your hand kind of like this, and you just tilt back. I can't do it. Tilt back and forth, and it makes you really feel like you're in it. It's a neat experience, and it raises the level of expertise, skill level, because it's a lot different. The only thing you can't do with that is a cat print. That right there is a cat. My leg's hopefully not in the way. Right there. And now how you know? Because there are no claws, because they are retractable. That's probably a second one. So that's definitely bobcat. Oh, I missed. Battery's still good. Missed that on the way in. So I was staring at all these little dinky muskrat, probably a squirrel. But they've got plenty of food. There's a coyote. That's an adolescent coyote. I can't take deep breaths here. You gotta eat more bugs. But yeah, so I thank you guys for joining along on this journey. So this is my roots. My roots when Ethan, Chet, and I started teaching him how to fly and got him hooked on this. This was our playground and the adventure. And that is something that gets lost sometime in epic locations and old buildings, is that this is what kicks ass for us. And we gotta do more of it. It's good exercise. It's absolutely beautiful. You know, nature, obviously. We get to see all kinds of exciting and cool things. So it's fun. So there'll definitely be more of that. Can't wait till it cools down too, because the foliage is coming up, leaves. That's our favorite. This place in the fall is unreal, like everywhere else in New England. I can't wait. There's some locations we got to go back to that we have flown this past spring, last year, that we want to hit with the foliage. And I'm going to put a big effort in to flying as much as I can through the fall foliage this year, because I did not very much last year, which kind of bummed me out. So let's see, battery's getting orange. All right, so I got about a 10-minute hike back to where I want to start. I'm gonna get a pack in, go home, make some lunch, figure out what the day holds. Again, appreciate all of you. Can't do it without you. Been kind of antisocial, just get in that mood, you know. Want to just relax after work. I haven't been doing any videos at the desk. It's a confidence thing. I feel like I ain't got nothing good to say, or nobody gives a shit, you know. When somebody can put a freaking cat video out, or a chick on a motorcycle and show her boobs and get 10 billion views, and I spend 4 hours making an edit, and I'll be lucky to get 30. And again, I don't do it for that reason, but it still takes the wind out of you sometimes, you know. All the effort. What in the hell? Oh, it's the bottom of a bottle. Yeah, so sometimes it just puts me in the mood where I want to review something or edit something, and then I go, you know what? Nah, nobody cares. And I just put the camera away and continue what I'm doing. And it's frustrating. Not the attitude I want, because I love what I do, and it's a big outlet for me in many levels, and helps me. But at the same time, you know, in a world that we live in where people just scroll all day long and there's no attention spans, and it's kind of like a dying breed, I'm trying to put out art, cinematic stuff, and if it ain't fuzzy like a cat or a nice rack, you're just not getting the views. That's the reality. That's as blunt as it gets, you know. So I'm going to get my ass home and stop ranting, because now I'm hungry, and enjoy the rest of the day. And I hope you all do too.
makes this adventure even more fun. This can be a nice flash in. The first location, I left my walking stick, and I've had that walking stick 30 years. As custom cut, modified, stained, fits my hand. So guess where I'm going. Okay, even funnier note. So I made a video that I left my walking stick at my first location. It's about 1.5 miles away. Here's my walking stick. It was at my second location, which is about 6 minutes from home. So I trekked all the way out to my first location, realized, oops, I didn't leave it there. I left it 5 minutes from home, so I just wasted an extra half hour. Yay, exercise.
Run your mouth when I'm not around.